Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of Passion Project, the variety show that encourages anyone in the speedrun community to showcase the projects that they've been working on. My name is Amber Cyprin. I will be your host tonight, and since this is still a very new show, that means I am looking for run submissions. I encourage anyone and everyone in the community to showcase the projects that you've been working on, whether it's your current favorite game to grind, or a new category, or a game that you've been routing out, or maybe you've got a finished task or segmented run if that's your kind of jam, and you'd like to show those off, or maybe it's randomizers like the Link to the Past randomizer we just had, or bingo races, or bingo runs, you name it, I want it. Send me your runs by using !passion in the chat, and follow the link to my submission form. So before we get started with the runs that we have planned for tonight, I do have a couple of announcements. First and foremost, these are very relevant this month. Frost Fatale's 2023 prize submissions are open now until February 20th. Go to gamesdonequick.com for more information, or use !prizes in Twitch chat to submit your prizes. And Unapologetically Black and Fast is coming up this weekend, February 11th through the 12th. Celebrate Black excellence and speedrunning coming up this month, and use !UBAF in Twitch chat for more information. So, tonight on Passion Project, we are putting on a show of some awesome SNES games. We've got Mega Man X, we've got Mega Man X3, and we also have Popful Mail on the menu tonight. So kick back, relax with your favorite snack, and we're gonna get the show started. I'm joined by H2O, Happy Dude, Midnight Vesper, and Blue Heart for the first run. How are the three of you doing tonight?
We are doing peachy. At least I am. How are y'all doing tonight?
I'm doing great, thank you.
So I says to the guy,
all right,
that's not a Maverick, that's my wife.
Oh God, here we go.
Wait.
So for those who are unaware of what's going on, my name is H2O Happy Dude. I'm surrounded by the chuckle huts of Midnight Vesper and Blue Heart. They were with me last time I was on Hotfix, and the jokes kept coming due to my very much chagrin. So they're back in the comm chairs for tonight. I'm running 8 Maverick Rookie Hunter mode for Mega Man X, and I learned this because I had a stretch of time where I was watching anything speedrunning, like anything from like past GDQs to ESAs to damn near anything I can get my hands on, and one of them was I think it was a 96 or 97 Mav ran for ESA, to where they just did the 8 Mavericks in every game from 1 to X8. I'm obviously doing the short version of it. I am doing Mega Man X1 in Rookie Hunter mode. Now, what Rookie Hunter mode is that it reduces damage. But for some reason in X1, they allowed you to still die in pits and die via spikes. I can almost guarantee you a spike death will happen. And that's essentially all that is. We're going to go jump into the game. Like, unfortunately, we're going to have to go through this. You're going to have to go through this every single time you boot up the game, to where you're going to have to mess with the settings. Luckily, I have it, a quick setup, and I'm actually using the Switch Joy-Cons to have better control, because for some reason I was pulling like 35-40 minutes on the Pro Controller because it wasn't the deep, like we all are aware what the D-pad is.
Hey, real quick, Happy Dude, you know, do me a small favor. This change your audio to mono.
One moment.
In the game.
Oh, in the game.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I was like, wait a minute. Huh?
Yeah, we're only getting right channel.
Yes, yeah. And with a game like Mega Man X, the soundtrack is unmistakable.
Such a good soundtrack.
All right.
And then don't forget to share again.
Option. Mono. There we go. That's right?
Share it again. But yeah, that
Share
should
your
be good.
screen again.
Yeah. Well, you got this. I mean, I'm down.
I
I'm
noticed
down
that at the last
for
second.
some commentary without seeing the run. That'd be an impressive skill to have.
I just quickly heard that and I was like, oh yeah, we might want to fix that before.
Whoops. All right. So we have it on mono. We're about to get into this run. It's going to start as soon as I hit start. Y'all ready?
Yeah,
Yep,
I'm ready.
I'm good to go. Count us in.
Sure thing.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go. Woo!
All right. So I'll go ahead and talk about this. This individual that you see on the screen right now, chasing, is Mega Man. Mega Man is known through all about the gaming industry. In this particular one, Mega Man is trying to help everyone that is hungry by feeding them lemons. Unfortunately, with some of the enemies here, Mega Man decides to maybe give them a little too much food, and they kind of fall asleep from eating too much food.
You see, this is what I got to deal with.
I'm not going to be able to unsee those as
invited him
lemons.
back.
I hate it
I
here.
agree with it, and when two people agree, then it becomes canon. So yeah, that's that's exactly what's happening.
Look, I never claimed to be, perfect, but all right. So on these bees, like every other Mega Man X run, you just want to power your way through them. The objective is to be at 3 or less hit points by the time you reach the end of the stage. If not, you'll be taking face damage at the boss until you get to that glorious 3 or less hit points. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, this is where where most of my runs die, is by actually gaining health. You really don't want to do that.
It's so weird to say that the runs end because you get health.
I know, it's weird. All right, so I'm now at the 3. I'm kind of expecting the guy. Yep, there he is. I'll hop on here because it's a lot faster than walking.
Nice job getting the 3 there.
Yeah, the only thing that when I first started playing is that like I couldn't quite understand the reason why the boss wasn't taking damage. And it wasn't until I started watching the speed runs, it's like, one of the few times where I could actually, get this fast boss exit, it's when I suck at the game. So you want to purposefully be bad at this first stage. Oh, come on, just hit me. There we go. Normally when it's like the fastest scenario possible is when when he shoots from the far side of the screen. If he walks up to you, you're guaranteed to not get a PB on this stage. About 90% of my runs, he just walks up to me casually and then fires directly in my face. So there's not necessarily... you can never call a good tutorial stage a good tutorial stage. All right, so...
And that other companion that we saw was actually Zero. Don't worry, we will never see Zero again throughout this run.
Nope.
So
the timer will be over by the time we get to see him again.
My exposure to Mega Man X is actually through the PSP version, believe it or not, Maverick Hunter X. And I don't know how that compares to the SNES version, but
I have not yet played the PSP version. I don't necessarily see a difference between them.
I played it years ago, but I can't remember what was different about it.
there's definitely something different about it besides, the graphics or whatever.
Right.
But I have no clue what they are. So maybe chat can educate me. Like what those differences are.
As someone who only got a PSP to play the Star Ocean games, your guess is as good as mine.
See, I got a PSP for Phantasy Star Portable and Portable 2. But
I got one
yeah.
for God of War: Chains of Olympus.
Ooh, good choice.
Oh yeah, you could play. There was a Vile mode in that. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had animated cinematics. It definitely had like some anime like opening, like actual like cutscene or whatever.
So
Just go, take all the damage. Go. And you will be seeing me take a whole bunch of like face damage. It's not necessary that, you know, you be 100% certain, specifically in this particular, like when you have Maverick Hunter on, you could just initially like take the snowball hits and just iframe your way through like this entire section. And then still have enough health for Chill Penguin.
And since we're coming up to the boss here, Chill Penguin, I've been told that Chill Penguin is actually quite the chill penguin.
Vesper.
I'm not stopping.
Why do I? I should have learned after Bargain Bin. Like,
Just don't give us the
Why?
cold shoulder.
It's the good luck.
well, here's hoping for a PB then.
I will
You
say,
just got to get the puns in the PB video. That's the whole goal.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Well, practicing for I jumped right into that. Practicing for the event for the stream over the weekend, I ended up PBing by like I want to say a minute and a half.
Nice.
So
Yeah, it was something like that from what you told me.
I was like, yeah, I'm wasting all the good runs on practice.
And now that Chill Penguin is down, we're gonna
Good job,
hit the
though.
Storm
Good job, Chill
Eagle.
Penguin.
Thank you.
And for those that may not have understood there, that little menu with all the numbers there, I'm going to show my age here. When you play this on the original Super Nintendo, that was basically your password to get you exactly where you were. Because there really wasn't much of a save at that time period because they were trying to save as much as they could on the carts, I think.
And I noticed someone in chat about the stream, like that there is a delay, but it's only because of the capture card. Because I'm playing on the Switch, so you're gonna get that like little slight
Like half a
change of a
second.
delay.
Chat's starting on the puns too. Speaking of them, did you hear about the new mind
Yes.
control air freshener? It makes sense when you think about it.
Yes.
Chat. Oh God.
Your puns
It's all
give
over.
me power.
I feel like I feel like I've been watching enough of the Last of Us HBO show to get some more puns in there. But yeah, this is actually the second enemy where this is a Storm Eagle. And one of the things you want to kind of do always here is just kind of keep the momentum going. You want to keep the dash as possible. And you notice in the last stage, we actually got little boots there to help with the dash. I believe each individual stage, if you're going to go for the 100% category of this, each have different ways of collecting things, and they all give you different abilities throughout all of this. I don't believe we're going to be doing all of them, but that is, if you do the 100%, that's where it would happen.
In the next couple of stages, we'll actually see some hard tanks that we're not going to be picking up. And here, like during the PB run, there is an option, or there is a route that can be taken to where Storm Eagle does not do his dive bombs. And this is not one of those runs.
As you can see.
Get away from that.
That was a lot of dives.
Just judging by the damage of the background, it looks like Storm Eagle was putting on quite a storm there. A lot of damage.
Chat.
And with Storm Eagle down, we're on to the Electric Monkeys Spark Mandrill.
All right, so this is effectively go time. Spark Mandrill, where are you at? Oh, there you are. Now that I have Storm Eagle's weapon, effectively that is my main go-to for the rest of the game, minus boss fights.
Now the game's going to be a breeze.
It has the potential to go further than a screen, and it kind of helps me out in a couple of areas.
He's going to run like the wind.
Ooh. Come on.
You got this. So with this being Spark Mandrill, and we had a couple notes here that said a way to cheese this boss, I do have to ask, what was the spark that made you want to actually learn Mega Man? See, there's the pun there, and then me doing what I do.
Yeah, and you're also
I was gonna say, I heard that. I heard
aren't you?
that. I was like, I like to ask the runner this, but like you've done it in a better way because you got to sneak that pun in.
Yeah, see, yeah.
So the spark, a friend of mine, Tornado Jones, he ended up doing a panel at a local convention, and he said, "I'm going to tell you like Mega Man X trivia while I beat this game in under an hour." And then I saw it being ran at several GDQs beforehand, and then when this was on my really come on, this was on a list of games after I learned how to stride, to where it's like I want to learn how to run this in some way, shape, or form.
Must have been.
And it actually led to this because Mega Man, Mega Man as a full game was kind of difficult to learn the original game as is. So as soon as I saw that Maverick Hunter was a thing in the X collection, I was like, I don't care if it's on the leaderboard or not. And I started making a petition for it, and they were like, no. And all of a sudden, I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to do this anyway.
It must have been an
honestly, like, run categories you want to, because like whether or not they have a leaderboard, right? It's just really important to know that you can speedrun basically anything, as long as you can stick a timer on it, and you can have a condition to to start and finish it. That's all you need.
Yep, and as long as you put a timer to it, that's a speedrun.
Exactly, and like if you enjoy it, like that is your literal passion project right there. Like who cares if you're the only one running it? Because like a good story I have is like when I ran Sonic 3D Blast, no one cared about that game except for like 2 other people. But like I started pushing the best ending category that like no one cared about, and immediately like the game ended up building a community out of just like my own enthusiasm about the category. And like a lot of people will feel that enthusiasm from you if you're running a new game or a new category, and will probably like at least 1 or 2 people will join you. So it's definitely worth like experimenting with things that you're like even tangentially interested in running. Like even if it's like, oh yeah, like most people wouldn't want to run this category because oh it's easy, or oh it's like way too difficult. If that's the thing you want to run, go for it, and others will follow.
Yep.
That's me on my soapbox for the night.
Yep.
And we are now here on Flame Mammoth stage. And Happy is just burning right on through it.
Appreciate that. Looks like we're not going to be able.
Oh my god! I finally caught the pun.
I mean, that last stage was pretty electrifying, though.
It was.
Stop
yeah.
it. Stop it.
I think we might want to maybe put a stop to the puns because we don't necessarily want to fan the flame with H2O Happy Dude.
Well, now he's about to turn up the heat on Armored Armadillo.
So, Amber, how are you doing?
I'm starting to wonder if I ever want to reinvite You know what? I want to invite my inability to speak onto the show. You know, it's my regular guest, the guest I have on every single week or every other week. You know what I mean. Regardless,
I'm changing my Twitter handle right now to Midnight Vesper.
Someone was like remarking on how many likes were in my soapbox moment, and like, first off, I'm a little tired, so my like counter goes up tenfold. It becomes my comma. That being said, you should probably be if you're watching this on YouTube, you should drop a like in the like bucket by hitting the like button on the run. So it'd be really cool if you check that out on check us out on YouTube, check out all our other cool runs, come watch us live on twitch.tv/gamesdonequick. You know, we start most weeknights at 7 p.m. and weekends at 1 p.m. You know, just spreading the like bucket around. It's my favorite thing that I've done since December.
Okay, oh wow, okay. So for all of the people around my age who, oh wow, that's never happened before. Normally I have to grab the ledge in order to fall down and be in a position where I don't get killed by the spikes on that machine that's sitting underneath me. So that was clean. So that was the very first time that was clean. And here you just jump, and then you don't have to worry about hitting anything on the D-pad. You just go straight in through the door.
So one could say, since it was so clean, you wore armor to protect yourself with that run, or that level.
Well,
so
this run is really on a roll, though.
Oh my god!
That was like perfectly timed with the roll. I hate it here.
So to quickly change the subject of these really horrible puns, Armored Armadillo, for those who have been around for a while, every single time that I stream, I always say the words, welcome to Side Scrollers on ScrewAttack.com. And every single time I say that out loud, I look over at chat to see if there's anybody else in here that listened to that show. And right now, yeah, that'd be a no. Okay, then.
Chat.
And it's Armored Armadillo down.
Someone will chat. Will be there for you.
We're launching right into the octopus here.
Midwing. Midwing is key. Midwing is awesome in this game. This game rocks and rolls. Oh,
yeah, like
chat.
Like Blue Heart just said, we're launching straight into Launch Octopus, and since Launch Octopus is one of the bosses here, I'll just give you a hint on how we're going to defeat Launch Octopus. If I say the name more often, I think more people will understand what I'm talking about.
Okay, so I kept on dying on spikes in practice, so we're just going to take this relatively easy. Yeet. There we go. Let's get behind. Do the quick kill on this.
A bunch of individuals in chat, by the way, are saying how much they remember Screw Attack.
I only know Screw Attack through like Brental Floss's involvement, I think, or like just like some of his really old videos saying like this video like or this song first aired on Screw Attack or something. But I literally never watched or heard of the show. Or not heard of. I've heard of it clearly, but I've never watched it or anything.
Well, they're currently in a passion project of their own. Stuttering Craig bought the rights to the podcast, and he's got it back. So he's going to be doing that all over again.
That is the origin of Death Battles.
Yeah, before that really horrible Superman Goku death battle. Ugh.
Oh, we're not gonna get into that. That'll.
No, let's get into that. It's better than puns.
No, I'm gonna.
You're gonna stick with the puns?
I'm gonna stay at arm's length.
All 8 of them. You're welcome. And once again, that is my only joke I'm going to have for this entire run. All right,
But I believe you are using is it Storm Eagle's moveset to attack Octopus here?
I do that when I run out of the strength, the weakness to him. I do that for like cleaning up all the random crap that he throws at me. But the Armored Armadillo power gets me through about half of that.
And for those that have never actually played a Mega Man game, just so you know, like every time you defeat a boss, you gain their abilities or something similar to that, and then those can be used as weaknesses towards other bosses. I know there may be a lot of individuals who have played Mega Man games before or something similar. Better just to honestly be transparent and say, hey, if you've never played it, that's kind of how this mechanic works.
And I see that you're asking how old Boomer Kwanger is. He's old enough to blame it.
No one was asking that.
He's old enough to blame everything on millennials.
Oh, Lord. So, I either have dead runs or PBs on Kwanger. The climb is tedious. You'll know the part when you have to basically start climbing up walls to get to platforms and to. It's going to be in the very next section. So at this point in time, I'd rather hear donations over than puns. Do we have any? Do we have any like?
I think.
Oh, we're on hotfix. Never mind.
I'm sure we could donate some puns though.
Absolutely.
I just want to remind everyone though, since you just need to hear something, that your subs, your Prime Gaming subs, your gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel do help support Games Done Quick Hotfix. So please consider subscribing if you enjoy the daily speedrunning content. Because yes, we are producing a lot of hotfix stuff every single day, so you should check that out. It's great fun. Like Midnight Vesper, who is commentating right now, also does a hotfix show called The Bargain Bin. When is that show?
Every other Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Did you have your show earlier this week, or is it next? Or is it this coming Monday?
It's this coming Monday. Yeah, I probably should have clarified.
Yeah, I mix up the weeks. It is just very, very easy. Always go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix and you'll be able to find out when each show is. So, and also what each show is, even like not just when, what? Because I know that sometimes there can always be those questions of like, what theme is this? Like Passion Project technically has no theme because we're variety here.
Well, we're showcasing our passions in video game and speedrunning format.
Yeah, I honestly think that, it's going to be kind of tough to do it, but I think Nico Hart from last show was like the bar that you have to like meet.
Look, cursed controller runs are like some of my favorites. So if you've got a cursed controller run, send it to me. Like right now. Go like let me put my there's my command in chat. If you've got a cursed controller or a gimmicky run, I love that sort of stuff. I eat that up. Or if you've got a bad game that you like, or air quotes bad game that you really like to run, send that to me too. We are looking at booking a Paper Mario randomizer race, like part of their community league on my next show on February 22nd. So That's going to be a fun episode.
So this Sting Chameleon is going to be insanely fast. So I'm not saying be on timer as soon as I drop in, but it's going to be fast.
So with that being said, since we're at Sting Chameleon, I have to ask, what do you think Sting Chameleon's favorite band is?
The Police.
Yeah, the Police.
I thought it was going to be Sting.
Well, Sting isn't the Police.
Favorite wrestler.
Oh,
his favorite wrestler. So.
All right. There's me missing the music reference. I am very tired, apparently.
Sting is the lead singer and bassist for the Police.
Heck.
Right. And this stage is very on point.
Very on point. You know, that one took a few seconds to register.
It's okay.
I'm so happy
it's okay.
when this round is over.
That pun was somewhat hidden.
So happy.
It disguised itself in the sentence. One could say like a chameleon.
All right, it's going to be on last hit. So
stay sharp.
Ready on time. Oh, there we go. There we go. Get back here. Time.
Nice.
Hey.
What was it?
Let me see. I think it was just like a very low 26. 26. Yeah, 26 flat.
Wow.
Nice.
We got a PB.
Let's go.
Yo, that
yes.
was a PB.
Let's go.
Yo, GG. Everyone get your GGs out for Happy Dude here.
Absolutely.
If it was a 26 flat.
26, and I'm seeing like a 0.2 is the milliseconds. So like, I don't know if that is actually your PB.
I believe Happy Dude currently is looking it up right now.
It was.
Got to pull these splits up.
By the millisecond, yeah.
It was a 27. It was a 27:30.
Yo,
oh, wow.
Nice.
So that is a huge PB.
Wow. Congrats.
Congratulations.
Let's go.
I saw that someone in chat threw a culture club Karma Chameleon, so I think the puns are good karma.
Maybe they were. Maybe puns aren't that bad.
No, they're really not.
For anyone in chat who doesn't know what a PB is, it is a personal best. So that is the fastest that Happy Dude has ever completed that run across all of his attempts so far. So that is incredible.
It feels good.
Do y'all have any shout outs you want to do before we wrap things up for our next and get started with our next runner in a few?
I'll let the couch start.
I'll do shout out to Happy Dude who sent me a message saying, "Hey, do you want to commentate for this?" And I was like, "Absolutely, absolutely." That was a horrible pun. That was not a pun. I tried squeezing in at the last second. It did not work. Anyways, Blueheart, your turn.
Just shout out to the chat for hanging out and enjoying our puns. Shout out to Happy Dude for having me here on the couch.
I got someone in chat asking what the world record is. Technically, this is it's an unrecognized category that I run personally. So if you want to know everything about this, I think I explained it in excruciating detail about what the category entitles. Go back, watch the VOD, get interested, let me know on Twitter or any form of social media at H2O Happy Dude. That is the H2, the letter 0, not the number.
The letter 0.
Did I just say that out loud?
You did.
Because I thought I said in my head, I went the letter, not the number.
Yeah, that is
H2O.
Yeah, H2 letter O, Happy Dude. Where is the shout out command? That is
essentially like the only people that I have to shout out as of right now is basically everyone that has had some form of influence on me speedrunning. going all the way back to SGDQ 20. I think it was it was a GDQ in 2015 or 16. I can't remember which one, but it's the infamous Darkman Strider tutorial. That got me hooked. So shout outs to him for making that tutorial, because without it, I wouldn't be here on stream talking to y'all right now. Shout outs to Tornado Jones to show me how fast in person Mega Man X can be done. Shout outs to everyone who runs Mega Man X categories to help influence me and watching videos and trying to learn the run. Shout outs to Amber, Blueheart, Midnight Vesper. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you, Amber, for allowing me the platform to run this really obscure category.
It's my pleasure.
And I got a PB, yo.
Let's go. You should really coin the letter 0. That should be your thing now.
That might be an emote.
There you go.
that might be an emote.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for being on the show and submitting this run. Always happy to showcase more obscure categories that are like, personal projects for folks. So, that being said, we're going to be taking a quick break while we get ready for our Mega Man X3 run with Ryan Ford. So stick around, and if you want to follow what Games Done Quick is up to, use the !links command in Twitch chat for all things GDQ, and we'll be right back in just a few. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 2 of Passion Project, the variety show that encourages anyone in the speedrun community to showcase the projects that they've been working on. My name is Amber Cyprin. I am joined by the wonderful Ryan Ford, who's going to be bringing us the 3rd entry of the Mega Man X series. We just saw H2O Happy Do PB with Mega Man X, and now I don't know if we're going to get the same PB effect from Ryan here, but I'm still looking forward to a really solid run.
Yeah, thank you, Amber. And hello, everybody. Yeah, so as introduced, I'm Ryan Ford. Might have seen my face around on a bunch of other GDQ hotfix shows and SGDQ 2021. And yeah, so I guess, should I just count down for the timer?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I'll go from 3. 3, 2, 1, go. But yeah, so I heard that you're tired, Amber.
I'm a little tired, yeah.
A little bit.
I will admit, I've actually never seen X3 in full, and if I have seen X3, it has probably been a speedrun, and it has probably been over before I could blink.
Oh my gosh.
So, that is the only context I have, because I've only played Maverick Hunter X, which is the PSP version of X1, and I've played X4. That's about it.
I see. So a few of them.
Yes. I'm definitely more a Battle Network fan.
Nice.
But I really like the way the X series plays a lot. It's really satisfying to play, and I really should play more of them.
Yo, 100% recommend. This is the first X game that I've learned, so working on maybe in May I might try to learn X2 or X1, but so far I only run this game. But even casually, I definitely recommend the X series. Maybe not X7 though. Maybe.
I think Focus Sight has X7 covered.
Yep. Yo, Focus Sight's a cool person.
Yeah, also does the extreme games on Game Boy.
Exactly. And we were thinking, a few years back, it didn't pan out, but we were thinking about both learning Zelda 2, the NES one.
Oh, you don't know Zelda 2 yet, right?
Yeah, I haven't learned the run yet.
That is a very fun run from other runners I know, like Ice Blue and TGH. That's probably their favorite of the really old trilogy, this classic Zelda trilogy of Z1, wow. Z2, and Z3. So Z2 is probably their favorite of those 3. So definitely recommend those or picking up that run when you're ready to.
Nice. And of course I could ask both of them for help too.
Oh, absolutely. Like I know, it's a rough casual game, but I've heard nothing but like not fun things, but like really good, satisfying things about the speedrun for that. And you speedrun a bunch of stuff. You've submitted a lot of things to Passion Project, and I chose this. How recent is this game for you in your repertoire?
I picked it up. Oh, when did I finish learning it? Shoot. I think it was like second week of January.
Yeah, I think this was your most recent submission to me, because you gave me like the Zelda Oracle of Seasons run, and a couple of other things. And when I was planning out this show, I was like, oh, he runs X3. I'm gonna pair that with X1, and then I have another SNES game that y'all will be seeing a little later, Popful Mail by Verts505. And I was like, let's just do a SNES show. Like, that'll be great.
Yep. Yeah, when I submitted this to Passion Project, I think that was actually right after I got my first PB in this game. I literally did two attempts, I guess, because I actually reset my first run. Because I was like, I could do better. So I reset like 20 minutes in. So my second attempt, I finished.
Yeah, so I have to ask, because I know you run a bunch of things. How do you go about your learning process for new games? Because like I said, you run so many things. Like, you're doing Super Mario RPG this weekend. Think are you the closer for Unapologetically Black and Fast?
Nah, shoot,
or are you
I
like
either
really
second
close
last
to
or
it?
third last. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm near the end,
you're pretty close to the closer, though.
Yeah, on Sunday around my run's around 4 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, it's like pretty close to the end. But yeah, for learning games, okay, fortunately there's a lot of resources nowadays for like older games. So it is easier to like study up on them, and also a lot of the ones I've picked usually have a good practice ROM hack. Except for the very most recent game that I learned called Little Samson for NES. There is like almost no resources for that game, so I gotta just watch the world record and learn stuff through trial and error on my own afterwards. But that game's really short, so it wasn't too bad picking up.
Yeah, but like a game like this is a lot easier to pick up just by watching another run. Like, I usually do like the 12-hour challenge sort of thing, style of learning, but I usually divvy it up in either 2 6-hour sessions or like 3 4-hour sessions. But like try to see like really how well I can go from learning either from another run or from the resources available like within 12 hours. And then I just go from there. Maybe I stick with the game, maybe I don't. But it's always really fun to take a look into the window for that game speedrun.
Yeah, when I last saw you streaming, you were I think you were learning the first half of Star Fox Adventures.
Oh god, that was a
long,
long time ago. Yeah,
it's like at least a year, I think.
I definitely that was like really, really old. The last 12-hour challenge I did was Klonoa Door to Phantomile All Visions.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Klonoa is a really great PS1 game that got re-released in a remaster last year. And All Visions just does all the rescues throughout all the stages to play the final vision, because I thought that was like the most fun way for me to play the game. And because of me, the community added that category to the leaderboard, because I asked for it, and they had one other person who had done like really old runs of it. And then when I brought it up to the like current community, they're like, that sounds like a fun category. We should probably make that a leaderboard.
That's really cool. So you're the pretty much like the founder on it.
Unintentionally, I was not the first person to run it though. That was actually a project that I had wanted to do since the days of Babby Amber streaming on Twitch.
My goodness.
It was like 11 years, or 10 or 11 years between when I started to route that category for myself versus when I actually sat down and finished doing that.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. How many games have you learned in total for speedrunning?
Oh God, I could ask you that same question. So I'll show you mine. I learned at one point. I learned Pokemon Snap 100%. That was the very first run I ever did, and I did a run of that on Mercy Kill. Because I did like 2 runs of that. Decided it wasn't for me because I was very new to speedrunning, and it was too Galaxy Brain for me, like too much for me to remember. And I was really poor at note-taking at the time because, again, brand new. So I did a couple of runs of that and then dropped it immediately. Then I did Sonic Adventure 2 Hero Story. Later did Dark Story like 6 years later after 6 years of running Hero Story and all that sort of stuff. Sonic 3D Blast, Pokemon randomizers I have learned, if those count at all.
I think that counts.
Yeah, so like I've done Blue and Crystal randomizers. God, so that would be like... I've done Sonic 3D Blast, Sonic Blast on not Game Gear, on Master System because I'm an idiot. The Spellstone 1 category for Star Fox Adventures, and Klonoa Door to Phantomile. I think there's I tangentially know the Tails Adventure game because I routed that the glitchless category with Mendez and Jimmy Diamonds. So like I made the level maps and stuff for that, but I haven't actually completed a run of that game. So like I know like almost a double digit of games to my knowledge. There's probably something I've forgotten. But what about you? You've got a repertoire because I know you for like Gimmick, Super Mario RPG. You do Zelda? Do you do Zelda 1 yet?
Not yet.
Okay, so it's just like the Oracle game I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
and
Seasons
I think,
and
Link to
Link's
the Past.
Awakening. No, Link's Awakening.
Oh, Link's Awakening. Yes, I was like, I know you for a Zelda that is not the Oracle games.
Yeah, like just a bit before Jay came back to running it, then I started around that time.
Right, yeah, because I remember, I think TGH, or Jay as we call him, has he done commentary for you, or was it the other way around? Or has it been both ways?
Yeah, other way around.
Okay.
Yeah, I did it for him for Speed Docs.
I think so, yeah.
Or I think it was Speed Docs. Also, I forgot, I was going to grab this sub-tank for safety, so you might see me backtrack a little. I normally don't grab it, so I kind of just forgot to grab it. But I also lost half my health doing it, but it's fine.
It's all good.
In total, I've run... Oh, whoops. In total, I've learned 12 games. And I think like 36 categories at this point between all of them.
Oh God, yeah. Like I was gonna say, like I was like 12 games seems like a small number for how many times I've seen you submit to things. But then you're like, yeah, probably about 36 categories across them. It's like, that checks out.
Yep. I think a quarter of them is like Donkey Kong Country 2. Run like 9 categories.
Yep, Donkey Kong Country 2 was the other thing you submitted to me as well.
Yep. There's one category I like a lot. That's not a main category, called All DK Coins, or also known as Beat Mario. So it's a really cool category that like it's not a main one, but it kind of pulls in like a lot of the tech from all of the 4 main categories. So it's my favorite one to run because of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what got you into that category? Because like that actually, like, because it sounds like it's probably less stressful than 102%, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's more than any percent.
Yeah, it's like kind of like 102, but without having to do all the bonus stages. So I feel like the pacing is a lot nicer because you don't go through as many cutscenes basically. Yeah. And it has some tech from like any percent, some from Warpless, and like a bunch from 102% as well. So it's like, I think it's a cool like all-rounder category. Oh, wait, one moment. I don't want to die here. Hold up.
You're good. You are all good.
I'm good. All right, so I want to get hit by that one enemy that fell from the ceiling because it does a ton of damage on contact. So, it's weird because like if you die, then this boss will have like 2 extra patterns that he can do throughout the fight. But if you're deathless and get here, he kind of just goes back and forth along the walls. So it's really weird.
Yeah, like you've only been running this for about a month, and like you were absolutely destroying this run.
Yeah, so far it's like I haven't really had any like major mistakes, at least not yet. But when I was practicing runs, oh my god, I kept dying in this level a lot. So I'm glad that I got through it deathless.
Yeah, like
particularly
that
this
was
level,
that
every
was
time.
pretty clean.
Thank you. Also with learning a bunch of games, like some people okay, they keep making fun of me because I learned a JRPG on the Wii called Arcrise Fantasia.
I've heard of
And,
that actually.
Oh really?
Yes, I've actually heard of it. And I think I've played like the first hour of it like a long time ago because I was like, yo, this looks cool. And then I picked it up for like an hour and then I just like forgot it existed because that's what happens to with my typical ADHD brain. It's like as soon as it's out of my sight, it's out of my mind. Therefore, I have
That's
like
fair.
no game or object permanence.
That's fair. Yeah, when I first learned that game, like my first run was like over 11 and a half hours. So people are like, how can you run a game that long? But,
Look, I've run Sonic Adventure 2 180 Emblems, and my very, very first impromptu run of that on GameCube was like 18 hours, and then like my PB is like 14 and a half or almost 15 hours or something like that. Like,
no, that's actually pretty solid for that category.
like, yeah, that's the GameCube version, not the PC version. And like for someone who like would always do safety strats, like I never bothered with like all the really high end, high risk, high reward strats.
That's fair.
I'm still pretty proud of that because that was like with the Tails Chow route that involved like playing Phantasy Star Online 1 to unlock the Tails Chow for your Game Boy Advance.
Oh, okay, I know what you mean.
Yeah, so like that was like a
used.
whole
That's cool.
extra like chunk of gaming that I had to do. Like that category where it involved the Tails Chow literally involves turning off your GameCube to play a different game, to then turn it off again and then play SA2 again. Like it was a wild time. That was like my last serious, air quotes, serious run of the game before I like quit for like several years and then came back via running the Dash Adventure 2 mod, which is like how I exclusively play SA2 now because it was more fun for me.
Nice. I've been meaning to play that still. Cause I saw it on your stream actually, Dash Adventure 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've talked
Dash
to
Adventure 2 is
Rev
also
about
compatible with the SA2 randomizer on Archipelago as well.
it. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right, so it should be easy to set up then.
Yeah, like so like you can like it's not hard to set up at all, but like I have like all the recent files that like aren't like the Sonic Hacking Contest version, which like so I have some bug fixes that other people don't have, but like
Oh my gosh.
they're working on trying to get the mod finished. Eventually, they keep getting distracted by other modding projects, which is like relatable, honestly.
Oh, yeah, I feel like that's so common.
Oh yeah,
That's so
like
common.
especially in like either game modding development or like in speed running. It's just like, yeah, I'm gonna pick up this speed game. Oh, but there's this shiny one over here. I want to play that one too.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. There's so many randomizers that I want to I guess like learn to speedrun or try to at least speedrun. That's actually in part of why I learned some of the games that I learned. Like Metroid Fusion particularly was because I wanted to like play the randomizer because I was watching a tournament of when that randomizer first came out 2 years ago. So I was like, all right, I want to learn Hundo just so that I can like play the randomizer particularly.
So my question is, have you played the randomizer?
Yeah, that's been great.
Okay, cool.
It went through a lot of updates over the time that I played it, but There was only one version I didn't like that much, where they purposely weighted some go mode items to be really likely on bosses, so it was like kind of predictable, like it'd be like almost all the time, like one or two important items would be on like one or two specific bosses a lot, so it was like not as good. But then they the most recent version they stopped that though.
Yeah,
because
it's
other people
really
complain.
cool to watch randos evolve over the years that they're out too.
Yep. Like my friend Pidge has been working on a newer version of the Mario RPG randomizer for a lot of years, so I'm excited for when that gets finished.
Yeah, there's some really cool randomizers, and we really like having randomizers. Like, we have an entire show based on randomizers on Tuesdays, every other Tuesday, random number generation hosted by Skybills. And yep. I also welcome randomizers here on my show. We're actually going to have a Paper Mario randomizer community race for their league that they're doing on the 22nd. So we're really looking forward to that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've been on random number generation with Mario RPG as well. So Skybills reached out to me at the start of last year. It's been like exactly a year. And that was a really fun show, actually, because playing randomizers well is like pretty out of my element, but like it was fun like playing in like a no pressure situation. But then also I wasn't able to get anyone to vet the seed, but it just happened that seed happened to just be really cursed, so it was like actually good for content too, because I was hoping it wouldn't be just like an easy seed that I would like breeze through really fast as well. So I was like losing fights a lot, like struggling to find good items and stuff like that. So it actually worked out like as good as I could have hoped for. So
we have a question in chat real quick about the game actually for X3. With the dash momentum in X1 making you jump after the dash to keep speed, is there any difference between X1 and X3? H2, the letter 0 happy dude, is asking for a friend.
No, that mechanically is the same, but because I got the legs upgrade for X in Blizzard Buffalo's level, and you can also dash in the air as an extra option. But if you're just using your regular dash, if you're using the regular dash, the mechanics are pretty much the same between both games.
Okay.
Oh, and X2 as well. It's like also the same.
Yeah, so I imagine they feel pretty similar, if not being basically exactly the same, because I think they're all built on the same engine, right?
Exactly. That's why a lot of people run like all 3 X games.
Yeah, and then you have like X4, one. Which I think is because it's like it wasn't released on SNES. It's on a probably a different engine.
Yeah, X4 through X6 are like they're all similar to each other, but they're like way different from the first 3 X games. Okay, I just needed to think about how I was going to do this rhythm jumping over this attack. So I paused for a moment. But yeah, there is something important though with this boss. If you see me die on purpose, it's because I messed up. But I do have to actually kill this guy with his weakness, because one of the levels later on will be different if he's dead, like actually dead. Because if you take out his last hit point with like a weapon that's not his weakness, then he'll run away instead of having this explosion happen.
Yep.
So yeah, so the level later on called Doppler 2, they'll have harder enemies, but then also I'm gonna get Zero's Saber as another item on X. So with that, I'm gonna be able to like 2-shot like every boss afterwards once I get that saber. So it's kind of broken. Which I don't know. Since my health is so low as well, since I didn't get a health upgrade, then I'll also some of the final bosses like like if I didn't grab that safety heart, like there's some bosses later on that would also kill me in 2 hits. So it's like kind of a race to who will hit who twice to, to win the fight, basically. But yeah, there was something I was gonna ask you as well. Crud, I forgot. If I remember, I'll bring it up.
It's okay. Like that reminds me of like when I had to write a meeting agenda for a team meeting I'm doing tomorrow, and I have a very bad habit of like if I don't remember what I wanted to put in a bullet point, I will put something like hopefully Amber remembers what they wanted to put here before the meeting actually starts. And 9 times out of 10 I don't.
That's so funny.
Just sitting there, just calling myself out in the meeting. It's like, yeah, no, this is where we're at.
And you know that feeling when you like forget something and then you remember like way later when it like doesn't matter after. They're like,
after
oh yeah,
it doesn't
that's
matter,
what it
and
was.
the person you're gonna say it to isn't there anymore. It's like the Seinfeld episode where George Costanza had a comeback for the jerk store thing or whatever, and just like he couldn't remember what it was until he was in the car.
Yep. And that's like by that it's too late. And it's like
Yep. So like I think that, like he later like turns around to drive back to make that like remark or something like that. But like that is that's a very big mood.
Yep, 100%. Oh my gosh.
It's like when you're doing a speed run of a really complex category or an RPG, and you're like, just like, what's going on? And you realize you forgot a very important thing, so you have to basically U-turn and backtrack for it. Someone is asking, what was the strat on the last boss you just killed, by the way?
Oh my gosh, 1 sec. I've never had that happen to me before. I fell all the way down. I was like, wait, what's even down there? It's just never happened. Okay, yeah, so that strat for the boss. So I actually kind of beefed it, but there's like a weird invincibility frames exploit on Cross Crawfish where if you hit him with his weakness, the Triad Thunder, his invincibility frames run out way sooner than his like hit stun animation is. And like his invincibility is like he doesn't even take like hit stun from hits afterwards. Or sorry, he doesn't you can hit like consecutively, like even after like right after his invincibility is gone, but it's like hit stun before his hit stun ends. So it so you can just shoot a bunch of regular like lemons, like X's P shots. And you can hit him a ton of times before his hit stun animation ends.
Okay.
So I was trying to loop that over and over, but so I kept accidentally like switching to the wrong weapon or ending up taking a hit before like while he was still in that animation. So so it was a little slow, but I kind of did it like half well. But yeah, it's a weird strat. I also did a similar thing with Toxic Seahorse. He was the second of the 8 robot masters that I fought. Where it's kind of the same except for that guy you hit him out of the air, and his hit stun lasts longer as he like falls from the air. So then you can his invincibility frames run out sooner than his like stun animation lasts. So you can shoot more ice shots into him. So I was able to 3 cycle that fight instead of having like I think it would be like a 10 cycle normally if you hit him like 1 by 1 by 1 by 1. So yeah, same thing, pretty much the same thing on Crawfish, except he doesn't have to jump when you abuse that. So it's a lot easier. But yeah, that was a pretty long-winded explanation, my bad.
No, you're all good. I think the best part was that explanation took the span of like 2 stages.
I know, right? I feel like someone else would have been able to explain more concise, but I was also trying to not like die while stuttering while talking.
No, that's completely understandable. I've definitely been there, where it's just like, look, I'm gonna explain this thing, and I don't know how to not be long-winded. So here we are.
Yeah, exactly. And then sometimes I was like, oh crud, I actually like get my point across? So I just kept repeating stuff too.
God, that's definitely like just like re-explaining the thing you just explained, because it's like, I'm not sure if this makes any sense. It's like, am I making sense when the words are coming out of my mouth? Can someone tell me?
Exactly. You'll see similar strats with that iframes abuse when I have to refight those bosses too. Assuming I don't mess it up though, but we'll see.
Yeah, we might get the run back.
But yeah, this level I actually generally struggle with a lot. Mostly the boss and like, I guess like the second half of the level, but I think it'll be okay. I picked up like some safety stuff like extra health, an extra life, and a sub tank, so I think it'll be chill. But yeah, for my PB, like on the leaderboards, I think it's like around the middle of the pack for this game. Cause I have a 42-45 for this.
That's still impressive for only being like spending time on this game for a month while juggling other speedrun projects.
Yeah, I've been switching back and forth between games so much, so like I think it was on like my 16th attempt that I got that PB as well. And,
yeah, like huge shout outs to your like what I would call your dexterity in speedrunning.
Yo, I appreciate that.
Because like you don't run just one genre at all. Like you run a Metroidvania in the form of Metroid Fusion and Zero Mission.
Yeah.
You run a bunch of platformers, but they're all like very mechanically different. And then you run this now, which I think is really cool.
Yup.
You run Super Mario RPG, like you just, it's really cool to be a retro Swiss Army knife.
Right? It's so cool. Yeah, I think Arcrise Fantasia is the only game that's like technically not retro yet that I run, but we'll give it a few years.
We're gonna ask the question: is the Wii retro? Is the Wii considered retro by this point?
All right, so when I looked up what is considered retro, apparently it's supposed to be things that are over 20 years but less than 40 years. And then over 40 years is supposed to be considered vintage.
Right.
But for games, I don't know if that like should fall under the same vein, because like video games are kind of like a new thing relatively. Like there's barely any games that are even like 40 years old at this point, right?
The Wii is 15 years old, I think. No, it's turning 17 this year.
Yeah. Then Arcrise Fantasia came out in 2009. So it's got about 14 years-ish on it. But yeah, that game like is weird though.
Yeah, some folks constitute it by the number of years that have passed. Others that constitute it by the, is it the 2 console generations before the latest console?
That makes sense. Oh my gosh, so PS3 would be retro, eh?
Oh no. No.
Oh my gosh. I just traded in my PS4 for credit towards the PS5, though I haven't got the PS5 yet.
I'm one of those people who can't trade their consoles in. Like I'm always afraid that I'm going to want to play something from that generation, and yeah, like nope, everyone's starting to feel old. Here we go. Well, I know at least one of the people in chat who may or may not live with me is turning 30 in about a month and a half, and I'm turning 30 in like 3 months.
Oh goodness.
So So I don't need to feel old right now.
So you're a May baby, eh?
I am a May baby.
Nice. Yeah, I'm turning 33 in June, so I got a bit of years.
And my birthday actually marks the start of SGDQ this year, May 28th.
Because it's so much earlier this year. Forgot about that. Oh wow! So, well, yeah, right. I saw you tweet that it was on your birthday, and I was saying that it like ends the day before my birthday on June 5th. Right, I forgot. We have like a week apart from our birthdays.
Yeah, like I think SGDQ starts on my birthday and ends on Railcoon's birthday, and Railcoon's one of our producers for Hotfix. And shout outs to Ray, and shout outs to Richard, who has DM'd me, who is our producer for this show, DM'd me in all caps, "We're all old!"
Also, yeah, Ray is cool. Last year we so I was on their community spotlight, and it was featuring people that all have birthdays around the same time, since Ray's birthday is the day before mine. So
oh wow.
So I did that category I was talking about for Donkey Kong Country 2, like Beat Mario. I ran that on Ray's show last year. I think we started on June 6th or 7th for that show.
Yeah, like I remember when Ray retired the community spotlight, because it had been on for a very long time, and they also have their hands full being a producer here for Hotfix, and it was just like getting. Like, it's like the show's run its course and so on and so forth, and I'm just sitting here like, I want to bring back variety. So that's kind of how Passion Project came about. This is a spiritual successor to the Community Spotlight, because I really enjoyed that show being a variety show, because all of our Hotfix shows have like various themes and everything, which I think are delightful. You got your co-op show, your randomizer show, your Rusty Run show. You can name like your trivia show. You can name it. We've probably got it. And I was just like, I want to be able to be a home for basically anything. So that's why Passion Project exists. I do have a task submission I want to use. I would love to pair it with other tasks. So if you know a tasser, if anyone in chat knows a tasser who is eager to show off a completed task that they just finished, or maybe it's a task that they finished a very long time ago and they'd like to, explain the making of that, feel free to submit it to the show. I would love to showcase some tasks, because I don't think that's a thing that we get to really do on Hotfix often. Would be really cool. Or if you know folks who like to do bingo speedruns, I like doing that as well. We've had that on mainline GDQ a couple times. Would really love to showcase bingo races if you do a bingo league or anything like that. So just hit me up via my submission my submission form. There we go. I could words.
Nice. All right, I got a second try on the elevator climb. I was a little worried about dying on that, but I actually fell all the way down right at the end. So that's like the trick that a lot of there's quite a few people that I know that have said that that trick is too hard, so they opt to not go for it. But it saves like a minute too. So.
Oh God, yeah. That's like a lot difficult. Of time save.
Yeah, even though I got it second try, I probably still like saved time over doing it the intended way. So it's oh no, it's cool. Like, it actually took a while to get it down. Like, when I was first learning this game, I was like, wow, I'm never gonna get this trick. And then, at some point it just clicked after trying a few times. So glad I was at least able to show it off and not have to, just go up the ladder on those really slow snails. So, or go up the elevator, sorry, with those really slow snails.
And as I've said in chat, by the way, if you've got beautiful bad ideas, whether it is playing a game with DJ decks like Nico Hart did last episode, or maybe you like playing with a Guitar Hero controller, or playing with your controller upside down, or playing Sonic 3D Blast one-handed like I do.
Oh my god, I love that.
I did that on the community spotlight.
I was watching.
If you like doing any of those weird things, send them to me. Those are like my bread and butter. I love them so much. But even if you don't do anything weird or obscure, that's okay, because I will still I will still take any submissions you have. If it's your favorite game you like running, whatever it might be, just send them my way. I really enjoy having folks on the show, whether it's you want to explain really in depth in the game, or maybe you just want to be like Ryan and I sitting here and shooting the breeze and having a good conversation that's completely unrelated to Mega Man X3.
I know, right? I'm actually loving just chatting. To be honest, it's like one of my favorite things to do with gaming is just talking about like life, the universe, and anything.
Exactly. Yeah, I just honestly, this, if nothing else, this is I love having folks on the show who just want to be relaxed and just have a chat. It's always been like my favorite thing to do with guests on the show. I just as much as I love listening to very detailed explanations, there is a time and a place. We even have a tutorial show, How to Train a Speedrunner, for stuff like that. Yeah. And I might even have I am also happy to have semi tutorials, maybe not full-fledged full game tutorials, but if anyone wants to sit there and do a full game run, but before that showcase all of the the movement tech and everything, or maybe you do IL showcases and you want to showcase all the tech involved in ILs and be like, here's what it looks like when you string that all together. That sort of thing is my jam too. There is no real limitations on Passion Project other than you're doing a thing that you really, really enjoy.
Cool. That's a lot of variety, actually. I did think about possibly submitting two categories for the same game, for two short games, but
yeah.
It was stuff that was in my in the thoughts that I didn't execute, basically. So who knows? You might see a submission like that, but but maybe. Oh, also, so earlier when I was talking about the Zero's saber, so if you notice, I've been just killing bosses in 2 hits at this point. So
yeah. And someone just said playing this game shows us that Zero's saber got super nerfed in Mega Man X4. Yeah, actually.
It's so much weaker in that game, but it's you can cancel it way faster. So
all the lag frames it generates is super satisfying too.
Satisfying. Right? And yeah, the saber dash cancels in X4. Oh, whoops, I made a mistake. Hold up. Okay, 1 second. All right, I'm going to do this normal, I guess. But I was going to do the invincibility frames abuse again. Because for this fight, if you do it, the saber hits multiple frames in a row. So it'll, it does half his damage or half his health on one hit. And then the other half on on the next frame. So after I hit his weakness, I could have hit him with the saber and just essentially one-shot him with it. But I forgot to start charging the saber after I hit him with his weakness, so I was just standing there for a while.
It's yo, I hit you with the weakness. Now what do I do?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you just saw me miss 4 times with the saber, but it's fine. He's dead, finally.
Got there eventually. That's my favorite phrase these days.
Oh my gosh. I usually mess up at least one of these fights. My current PB compared to my gold on this split. I have like 20 seconds of time saved because I think I messed up at least one quick kill. Without dying, too. So otherwise I would have lost way more time. But it's been chill, though. Like, a couple days ago, I was asking some other runners that were watching me do some no reset runs for this game, and I was asking, like, what kind of safeties like should I do for a marathon setting? Because I did a run of this for Big John's marathon, actually, like less than a week ago. And, oh, I messed up. Oops. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so, but with that, I didn't take, like, pretty much any safeties at all. So, like, I died a couple times. So, people were, like, really happy to, like, give me advice on, like, what I should do this time. So, like, I've been occasionally, like, picking up extra health and extra, you know, like, I picked up the sub-tank and the extra heart this time.
Yeah, little bits here and there just to make things more consistent, because in marathon settings, like, it's cool to be fast, but you'd prefer consistency.
Exactly. And, like, basically asking for stuff that, like, would lose the least amount of time, but also help with, like, you know, being safer as well. Oh, I gotta stop missing those saber cancels. I want to do it just for the swag there. Because if you miss once there, then it's faster to just go to the other wall and start climbing. But I just wanted to do it for the redemption. So there's a good... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just laughing.
Alright, so there's a decent shot I could die to this boss, but we'll see. This is the final boss, actually, Sigma.
Yep,
So,
this is Sigma.
Yeah, it's like the first phase, and then second phase, he's gonna be a massive, chunky boy. But still dies to 2 saber hits, but most of his attacks can normally kill X in 2 hits, but since I picked up that heart upgrade, I think if I get hit by some of his stuff, I'll have 2 health left because I got 2 extra HP from the heart pickup. And I picked up the, oh shoot. Okay, those missiles do way more damage than everything else, so I got hit by the wrong thing. But y'all get to see Sigma 1 again. Or we also call him Captain America. Cause,
Yeah, I was gonna say, someone just called him Captain America. Another person said when Mr. Clean goes bad. Meanwhile, I was sitting here like, wow, he's got a big mech and a tiny head. Well, he was just laughing at the proportions of Phase 2 Sigma.
Yep, and the hitbox is so small on that second phase, so it's like so easy to just miss against him. So yeah, normally getting hit once like this would be really bad, but yeah, again, because of the heart pickup, then it's not as bad. But this time, if I think I'm gonna get hit by a missile, I'm gonna walk into his body, because I should barely survive the hit because of that safety heart that I picked up.
Mm-hmm.
And if I hit him with like my first saber slash, I'm gonna walk into him on purpose anyway. Not like that, but that works too. Oh no! I almost didn't use the...
Do it! It was like, alright, I'm good.
I fat-fingered the start button. I was trying to press Y and my thumb is kind of sweaty, so it just like literally slid off the button. So as it happened, when I was unpausing, I was kind of like laughing because of how it felt with my thumb sliding off the button. But yeah, this part's really laggy, but it's pretty safe since I have full health. Like, the lava barely does any damage, and if you manage to stay on top, like, once Sigma's virus head here, like, he just gets stuck in this loop like this, so he won't knock you into the lava. Oh, I have to say that's time as well. So basically I lost control of X now once I reach the top, but yeah, that's where timing ends for the run normally.
Oh wait, that's the end of the run. I thought there was a phase 3. I thought we were gonna fight the wireframe.
Nope. I forgot to give like a warning for time. Be like, oh yeah, time's coming up in a bit, but
Well,
I just kept
actually, we
laughing.
got it. It was a 46-27. There we go. Get your GGs out for Ryan.
All right, not too bad. So I'm pretty sure I lost at least a minute and 20 to dying to Sigma. So
I think that was like your main like major death, though, right?
yeah, I died. Oh crud! Did I die somewhere else?
I can't
actually don't remember anymore.
I think you died like at a boss. Like you walked into a boss and immediately died. I don't know if that was intentional though.
Oh right.
But that was
gosh,
like
I
a
forgot
really
which
quick
boss that was.
or a really quick death.
Yeah, I actually forgot which boss that was, but I
again. I don't
yeah,
know
I
which
remember
boss it
that
was
happening.
either.
I forgot. I'm sure someone in chat has been keeping tabs, but I actually forgot. So I've been just like kicking it, like autopiloting through most of the run, admittedly.
Like I've been watching and having a great time, and also watching chat and having a great time having a chill conversation with you. I love podcast style runs. They're always really fun.
I know, right? Right, I died to the right after the elevator climb. Then I got hit by that boss.
That
I was
sounds
trying to
right,
hit him with my
actually.
saber, and I jumped into him like just before I let go of the saber.
Yeah, that sounds right. And that was like a really fast death too, because it just plopped you right in front of the boss again.
Yeah, like I think I lost maybe like 25 seconds, possibly. So it was like
Something
not
like
that huge.
that. Like not like no minute and a half like dying to Sigma 2 does.
Exactly. Like those, like when I first submitted this game to Passion Project, like my first PB, I died to Sigma like 4 times. So that's why I had a 48 at that time.
Yeah. By the way, be sure to follow Ryan. He's great.
Thank you.
You can also catch him this weekend at Unapologetically Black and Fast on the second day at like 4 p.m. Eastern. If you check out the schedule here, he's going to be doing Super Mario RPG, any percent, and immediately is followed up by Mario is Missing.
Yep.
What a contrast. But no, check out that schedule. It's got a lot of stacked games by really awesome speedrunners in the Black speedrunner community. So celebrate Black excellence and speedrunning coming up this weekend on the 11th and 12th. Do you have any shout outs before we sign off and we get ready for some Popful Mail?
Yeah. Yeah, a few. So yeah, thank you everyone in the Mega Man X community for being extremely helpful in the Discord when I was asking a bunch of questions when I was first learning this game. And people from the community just watching my stream and giving tips here and there as well. It's been like extremely helpful. Like I don't think I would have gotten a 42 that quickly if it wasn't for like everyone there to explain a lot of stuff. And yeah, also if anyone else from any of the other communities that I know, thank you all for watching and the support as well. 'Cause, I like that a lot of people, since I run variety stuff, there's a lot of people that pool in from like different categories to come check out runs and stuff. And yeah, if you want to shoot me a follow, I'm at Ryan_Ford522, so my full name. And all my socials are exactly the same with Ryan_Ford522. Recently changed the YouTube. I forgot to update that after I submitted this, so I changed it afterwards. And yeah, with that, I hope to see y'all in my stream at some point. And Amber, I haven't seen you stream in a while. Have you been?
I have not been streaming myself. I've been mostly focusing on hotfix and fast-paced event stuff. So that's been all I've had, all the spoons I've had. But like it's always a pleasure having you on. I'm glad I got to finally have you on hotfix because I've had you on fast-paced events stuff before. You've closed one of our events before, and you've done a number of runs for us. So thank you so much for just being awesome and like being super chill as always.
Oh, same to you. I had a blast with this, and yeah, thanks so much for having me.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah. You saw my other submissions, so of course, like, feel free to like hit me up if needed.
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate you so much. So That being said, we're going to be taking another short break while we get ready for our last run of the night. It's going to be a bit of a longer one. If you've ever heard of Popful Mail, you may have only heard of the Sega version of the game. We're playing the more obscure SNES version with Verts505, who was a very early guest in Never Before Seen's lifespan, so like over 2 years ago now. I'm really happy to have Verts back for some Popful Mail on the SNES, so stick around. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. Stretch your legs, get a snack, and drink some water. And we'll see you in just a few. Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 2 of Passion Project, the variety show that encourages anyone in the community to showcase the projects that they've been working on. My name's Amber Cyprin. I am joined by Verts505, who's going to be running Popful Mail, and not the Sega version, but the SNES version. How are you doing today, Verts? Or tonight, really?
Yes, yeah, tonight it is 11:47 where I am. Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. I had great vibes last run, and I'm looking forward to good vibes here, too. I was actually really surprised to see this submission come into my show. So I was like, I really want to use this, because the last time I had you on was for... oh my god, I can't remember the name of the game. All I can remember is Box Art Mega Man.
Yes.
Haggis and Box Art Mega Man.
Yep, yeah, that was O'Dallas way back a couple of years ago now, yeah.
Yeah, because you were a very, very early guest on Never Before Seen. You and your commentator was the Phantomire.
Yeah.
So, like, I still remember that run. I just could not remember for the life of me the name of the game. So... why don't we talk a little bit about Popful Mail and the SNES version here as we get started?
Yeah, so Popful Mail, if you're familiar with this game at all, you probably know it from the Sega CD version, but this is the Super Famicom version that never came to the States. So I'm going to be playing in Japanese because that is the only option, is the only way to go fast in this game. So yeah, it's a classic side-scroller action RPG. I started playing this game because some friends in Solar Cell's community, we do every several weeks we do this Solar Speed League where we take 2 weeks to try to learn a game and try to improve the world record on a very small leaderboard. This leaderboard had exactly one run on it, which was a 120, 122 when we started, and I currently hold the world record of as of last week, a 109.22. So we've improved it a lot since we started. But yeah, I'll talk about mechanics and stuff as we get going. I'm good to start if you are.
Yeah, feel free to count us in.
All right, we'll go in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so we are going to meet Mail here. Mail is an elf. She is a bounty hunter. She's not super good at her job, but she's a bounty hunter. She likes to go after the big bucks. So she's come to this village. We're going to learn about I believe a $2 million bounty here. And it is to chase down a wizard named Material. We don't know what he's up to or why he's worth $2 million, but he is. You see this other character who's lamenting that his master Material is a wanted man now. So we'll see him again. We'll also see those two characters again in an hour. We won't see them again, really. In order to leave this town, we have to talk to this lady. She gives us a card. Money is weird in this game. You don't get money directly from enemies. Instead, you get points from killing enemies, and then you exchange it for money. So to go straight to the map screen, straight to level 1, which is the jungle. I think it looks more like a forest, but they call it the jungle, technically. There's a lot of mashing in this game, so what I'm doing is just holding a shoulder button and mashing a lot of buttons. Every button in this game advances text, so if you're holding a button and then pressing other buttons, you'll advance. Here we meet a guy named Slick. If you're familiar with the Sega CD version, that's his name in that. In this version, he doesn't know Mail at this point. I think in other versions he does and is her like childhood friend or something like that. But here he blows us up with bombs, and to make up for it, he gives us some armor. So we now have a sword and armor. Mail is carrying a shield, but she actually does not have a shield equipped. Once you buy a shield, you can equip it and use it, but we're not going to do that for about 50 minutes or so. Jumping, very important in this game. You can buffer a ton of inputs, including jumping. So like here, don't buffer, and then I just hold jump, and I can jump as high as I want. Other folks who are running this game with me include DL Darklink, who I'll refer to as Lunk, and Joey Mittens. And they are both really solid. They helped me get a lot better at this game. They found really good boss strats. This character, we don't know his name yet, but his name is Tat. I'm really sorry, I should have mentioned that. We do have a lot of flashing lights in this game, every boss fight, and I'll do my best to remember to warn people about that. I'm really sorry. I always forget about that.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for letting us know that it will come around, usually around boss fights.
Yeah, I'll try to give a heads up about any of those. But we just defeated a golem. That golem, this rider of that golem is beating up Tat for some reason. And so Tat here explains, yeah, I'm looking for my master. You're also looking for his master. And conveniently, his master's voice appears from the distance, and then his master appears. So not entirely sure why he was just hanging out up there. But he says, no, I'm leaving. You're not going to catch me today. And so we give chase. So the first part yeah, go for it.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to talk about the next thing.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
The beauty of online runs.
Yeah.
I was going to say that the only thing I knew about this game was its history when trying to get localized on the Sega CD. It was originally starting to be localized as Sister Sonic, which was going to replace Mail with Sonic's long-lost sister as the main character. And then around that time, when that got found out, people outraged and were like, no, we want the game like as it is, not as a Sonic spin-off. So I'm really curious how that would have panned out if that wasn't listened to, but they did localize the or translate/localize the Sega CD version without turning it into a different game entirely.
Yes.
We almost had a Doki Doki Panic Mario 2 USA situation.
Yeah, it would have been quite a very different game. Sega CD version localized by Working Designs, and if you have played Working Designs games before, you know that they like to change the difficulty of their games and make them harder for some reason. They did that with the Sega CD version too. Obviously, there's only one version of this game, so it doesn't matter as much. Ladders are kind of funny in this game. I'm losing a lot of health. That's not so good. There we go. All right, I was worried a little bit about taking some damage there. Ladders are kind of funky. You can just jump up them. All right.
This game looks delightful, by the way.
Yes, it's super fun. It's super smooth. It's very colorful and bright and fun. I'm going to keep an eye on my health and think about using a healing item. Taking more damage than I normally would. Nice. All right, so a couple of very minor skip there. You're kind of intended to climb all the way up and around that tree, but if you just hop on spikes, you can damage boost through it. So Mail gets caught. We saw this green-haired elf earlier. His name is Namo. His catchphrase, when I scan his lines through Google Translate, his catchphrase is "No." It's just what he yells all the time. I don't know why. I'm not sure if that's accurate, but Google Translate says that. So pretty much anytime you see him, you can picture him just yelling "No" as he runs away. Oh.
This gives me like some mild Wonder Boy vibes. Mm-hmm. Maybe a little bit of a little less Zelda 2, but like I'm seeing like the downstab from Mail, but it also reminds me of Magical Poppin'.
Yeah, I remember thinking that same thing actually. This second boss here, I'm gonna stab him in the toe a lot. Ooh, got away from me a little bit.
Flashing
okay.
lights warning, folks. possibly.
Yeah, this one not as bad, fortunately. Yeah. So he got away from me a little bit. You want to kill him a little bit closer to this ladder, because if you don't, then you get a little text box that's like, I heard something in the distance. So Tat here is sad because he got beaten not one golem, but 2 golems today. So he's a little bit sad, but we're going to make it up to him. He's going to become a central player as we move into cave here. This is the second area. We are going to be making use of Tat a lot because he's a magician and he just wrecks everything. It's great. The only problem is he can't jump super well, so we're going to have to kind of swap between the characters to make that work better. Aha. So I said ahaha there because that move that I did to jump up those platforms, I did not know you could do until right before this show when I was watching the attract mode of this game. So I was like, I'll do it on the fly. Why not?
I love when you learn things from the attract mode of a game.
Yeah, I was like, okay. So we are in this cave where there is this species of dragons who are friendly. And one of them, who I'll call Eye Patch, who has a somewhat inappropriate name, Waterways Jerk, you might call him. But he is here. He's been trapped in the waterways of this area for 10 years, something like that. And he shows us in that chest that he has us look in, he has a golden scale, which lets you breathe underwater. Now, he shows you that, but he doesn't give it to you because he says, no, you have to find your own way. It's like, okay, thanks. So we go off. We're hoping to find a golden scale so we can breathe underwater. We ultimately don't actually need that. So we're just never going to get it. That jump's a little bit spicy. Anytime that there's a very scary looking jump strat that I do, it's probably a Joey Mittens strat. He comes up with really, really scary platforming strats. And pretty much any butt clenchy kind of movement that I'm going to do in this game is thanks to Joey. Oh my gosh, go in the door. Doors in this cave are a little bit weird because you have to be in the air to go through them, and you have to be holding up and only up to go into the door. All right, we're going to visit a shop. Shops are weird. You have to exchange your points, and then you can heal in shops as well, which is really the only reason we're visiting this one. We do need to stockpile 500 gold, because after we do this cave, we're going to do the worst minigame in SNES history, and we need 500 gold after we do that. So that's why we are stockpiling the money. So we're going to revisit our friend Eye Patch down here, and we're going to tell him, hey, we can't go anywhere, like everything else is closed off to us. He's going to take pity on us and give us not his golden scale, but he will give us a pickaxe instead. We've seen, well, we haven't seen, but if we were actually exploring, we would have seen. Oh, that's not so good. Okay, that should be fun. We would have seen this area. Pickaxe lets us through here. Eye Patch tells us there's a crystal that you can find that will help you get through the rest of the cave. We just got the crystal, so very conveniently located. There's the goldfish that we could kill to get the golden scale and breathe underwater, but joke would be on us because we would just lose time and really not be in the water any more than the next 5 seconds. The dialogue here is basically this dragon is stuck in his house and we use the pickaxe to break his door. And we move on with our lives. Oh, please don't die. Okay. At very low health there, and Mail might have died in the water. We wouldn't want that. Tat's going to carry us the rest of the way.
I was going to say, you also don't want your run to be dead in the water, so very, very fair. I really appreciate the damage, taking damage animations because of the giant, oh no eyes.
Yes,
that's what I'm going to call them that.
Oh, like that. Yeah, it's pretty great. One of my favorite things about this game. It is an emote on my channel now. Is Mail's face when she takes fall damage. All right, so here we are required to go to that spot and see, oh, we can't go forward before this dragon will let us go through this small passage and talk to this nice lady dragon. And she's going to tell us that her kid is sick, so we need to go get him some medicine. And in order to get that medicine, we have to go back to the town, and we're going to look for a dwarf who will sell it to us. So this is going to be the worst minigame.
Batman.
Yeah, right. So this is going to be the worst minigame of all time. Basically, we have to fight this old man with a hammer and hit him 3 times in the head before he hits us 3 times in the head. Problem with this is that he holds a shield up the entire time. Dude, why are you way over there? If we win, he gives us the potion that we need for 500 gold. Otherwise, he will sell it for 3,000. Oh. Okay. So the reason this is bad,
pause buffering here.
Yeah, it's the only way I can really do it. So the problem with this is that when he puts his shield down, there's a 6-frame window from when he lowers his shield to when he starts his attack. So if he lowers his shield and he's going to attack, he's going to hit you if you have your shield down. Oh man, just a little bit slow on the pause buffer today. Gave me a free one there and I missed it.
You know, when you say this is the worst minigame in all SNES history, you might actually be right. When you said that there's a 6-frame window, I was just like, nope, this is bad.
Yeah, it is brutal.
Is this harder in the CD version?
I don't know if this is in the CD version. I'm not sure. Oh, please, dude, come on. I just need one more. My reflexes are not fast enough to switch to attack without the pause buffer. So I just kind of use that. He also just is, I think that he operates on a pattern, and a lot of his pattern is a long string of, oh my gosh, just attacking. Yeah, see there, I was too good.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is like run killer territory right now for me.
This is brutal.
I've had runs, dude, and this is just me because I'm now at a point where I like can't focus enough on the pause buffer to actually get it. Come on, man. No. Ow. All right, we gotta be pretty careful here. Wow, I did it too good. Pause buffer too good. Yeah, so we're 2 minutes behind my PB right now because of this. And so basically, he just told me, like, hey, you don't have 3,000 gold. Do you want to try hitting me with the hammer again? So, yeah,
because
I guess
of course.
All right, of course, now it's going to be, like, fine. Oh, okay.
May this never become a regular form of bartering, by the way.
Oh my gosh, just a little too late every time. All right, we got it. 3 minutes behind. And he basically says, anytime you want to come back. The most insulting thing about that is that the song that plays is called Haste Makes Waste. All right, so fortunately we have the healing potion for Luti is the name of this dragon. And we wait here for a second, and we see our friend Eye Patch, who is the waterways jerk. And he has found his way home finally after 10 years. We get to see this cute little baby dragon. We should probably get out of the water. Water seems a little bit high for him. We're going to pick up the only other weapon that we're going to get for Tat. Tat had a fire spell, and now he has a bomb spell.
So someone in chat was like, wait, so this is basically the game we used to play in grade school where you hold your hands above the other person's hands and have to slap them before they jerk their hands out of the way.
Yes.
And it's exactly what that mini game is.
Yeah, but it's a 6-frame window instead. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, I'm kind of at a point in this run where if that, I think in my PB, it was almost perfect. And so if I don't get that now, it's like, it's really bad. Okay.
I can imagine that being a big run killer, honestly.
All right, please don't. Okay. This area is super weird to navigate. You basically have to find like the correct spot to fall and not mess up. Just don't mess up. That's the secret to success in this game. And you'll notice there's a little bit of lag here. The only way to really reduce it is to not jump. Not sure why jumping causes more. Also notice I'm not really in the water, but I still take damage as if I were underwater. I don't entirely understand why, but here we are.
Makes sense, checks out.
Yeah, reasonable, right?
Totally.
All right, I think that Mail has enough health that we're going to try for the scary Joey Mittens strats here. Oh my gosh, get off me, dude. Okay. That's a scary vert strat right there, is move too far over. What is happening? Scary vert strat is break the boundaries.
I saw you suddenly drop down, and I was like, is that going to carry over to the next screen, or?
Unfortunately, yeah. Break the boundaries of existence and just go through the floor.
Just casually.
I don't think it's a viable.
The floor. No big deal.
All right, this is a little bit scary. I think we're okay though. Jump up, please. Jump up, please. Thank you. Yeah, so that's scary because those green spiky dragon dudes can just punch you and wreck your day. Hey, Mail, come on now. Okay, fine, we'll do it this way. All right, we made it to the safety of a shop, thankfully. We exchanged some money. We're going to heal up both characters. So you can switch characters in shops. And this is where it being in Japanese is a little bit tricky because I can't read Japanese. So I just have to memorize where all the things are. So we bought some armor for Tat. And we meet a character named Gao. Gao is one of these dragons. And some lore updates. Slick, who is our buddy who likes to blow stuff up with bombs, he caused an explosion here and woke up a monster named Goluades, I think. And that's bad. And so Gao is off to try to stop him. However, before he can reach Goluades, he has to fight this thunder dragon. And it doesn't go very well for him. There will be not so much flashing, but a big kind of white transition that will happen, and it will be kind of shaky screen.
Okay, thank you for letting us know.
All right, so this girl, we don't know who it is yet, but this dragon says, haha, you won't save her. Here's this shaky and white flash. So what I'm going to do is try to jump right away and then just start attacking and hopefully kill the dragon before it can even do anything. There you go. And he's dead. All right, so took the girl somewhere. Don't know where yet, but we're going to go continue into the cave. So pretty much every good boss strategy that I have is from Lonk. he's very good at coming up with very safe, consistent, and fast boss kills. Oh, I don't like where you guys are at all. Okay, there we go. I was kind of careful around these bone dragons because they will just absolutely destroy you if they touch you. I have gotten a game over almost instantly from being touched by one of them. They're just absolutely brutal. There are two more that are hiding in the hallway right below us, so I'm gonna jump. All right, good. All right, we're going to see Gao again here. He has made his way all the way down here. And he is quite sad that he could not take out Golades, but we're going to do it instead. There won't be flashing on this boss, but it will again be like one big white flash before we get there. Like that. The game really likes its shaky screens as well.
It really does.
All right, so we're going to fire 3 bombs and then run off and then just hold up and spam attack, and that's it. The mighty beast that everyone in the dragon village was so scared of, absolutely wrecked.
Completely wrecked. Like, you are taking these bosses out super fast.
Yeah, it's super nice. Yeah, all these boss strats, again, Lonk, just a pro. So we're going to unlock this prison with the key that we got from fighting that boss. And we're going to meet this girl. Her name is Meryl. She is Material's granddaughter, which means she knows Tat, and has a crush on Tat as well. Here they are also hearing the voice of Material call out and telling Meryl to get out of this cave. It's too dangerous there. Go somewhere safe. So Material wants to at least keep an eye on his granddaughter here. Very romantic scene, though. I don't know exactly why there's that like puff of dust as she rushes past Tat. It doesn't really make sense. But we're going to escape the cave now. Walk all the way back out to the Dragon Village. You might have noticed a little bit of lag there. There are some weird kind of room transitions within the same room, if that makes sense. So it kind of like auto walks you through part of the room and gets you to the next area that it loads in. Right here, we're going to jump. Oh, I was a little bit too far left. That's okay. All right, this is a little bit scary. Yep, that's why. Yep, that's another Joey move. He does it better.
Oh, jeez. Like, any of these really tight jumps are just, they've got me, they've just got me clenching.
Yeah, it's a very clenchy kind of game, unfortunately. It's funny, it's a very anime-inspired game, yet there is no anime of this game. For whatever reason. For run safety, I'm going to buy some healing items. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. So healing items, you can get oranges, cherries, and apples. Oranges only heal 10, and you can hold 5 of them. Cherries heal, I want to say 50. And you can hold 3 of them. Apples heal you completely, but you can only carry 1 until the final dungeon when you just find them in chests and the game decides, okay, you can put more in your bag. We're going off to these ruins where we have heard Material is causing some trouble. And this first part, we just jump. All the enemies, most of the enemies here, you can just jump over as long as you are buffering a jump. So what I mean is I'm just kind of holding jump or releasing and pressing it again in midair. And I can jump again immediately, which means you can just avoid enemy damage. All right, so I'm switching to Tat because of two reasons. One, we need him to get an upgrade immediately after this. Two, this cutscene is faster using him. This will have some flashing once we see Slick here with his bombs, so be ready for that coming up in a second. And again, screen shake like crazy. There will be more right now.
He just really likes explosives.
He does. It's his favorite thing. So this cutscene is faster with Tat because Mail stands in the same position and also gets blown away by the bomb blast. But because her jump is higher, it causes more lag and she's in the air longer. Don't ever use Gao for that cutscene because I think it takes like 4 seconds longer. It's something really stupid like that. And it's just because he talks more with Slick and moves around more, and there's just a lot more action in the cutscene. And we're going to continue to just not fight things because everything is too strong for us right now, and so we're not going to bother. Ultimately, yeah.
I can just walk right past y'all anyways.
I don't want to do this right now. So see Namo again. Namo, I forgot to mention, is chasing a band of bandits who are run by a guy named Nutscracker. Really weird name for a bandit leader, but he runs the Marionette Bandits. And he's a bad guy. He attacked the elf village. He is here stealing mithril from the dwarves. They interchangeably call mithril silver in this, from what I can tell. I want to be on Mail. There we go. So material arrives and says, haha, I'm getting all the silver that I need. And he also has the Holy Sword as well. The Holy Sword, we don't really know why they want it right now, but the bad guys want it. The Holy Sword, also called the Lightsaber. Unfortunately, it is not a laser sword. It is just a regular sword that is made of light. So, lightsaber.
I mean, I think that mostly checks out in the most literal sense.
This room looks like there's not much happening, but it's actually amazing that I did not take any damage in that room. There are dragons.
Clean.
Yeah, there are dragon enemies that swoop down and attack you, and they're pretty mean. These guys are heretics, and they tell us, hey, you can't go this way. Lady Marbella forbid anybody to go this way. We learned from the dwarves that Marbella is a human woman who has been raised by the dwarves and bullied by other dwarves for not being a dwarf. Oh my gosh. See, that's what I'm talking about. I have like no health now. Please leave me alone, dude.
Jeez.
Yeah, so Gao's gonna walk the rest of the way here. Oh my gosh. Gao's jump is super weird. So if you see me like miss a landing, it's just because he drops like a rock.
I was gonna say, he looks like he just has such high gravity. Is that a dragon or a rock that with wings that you're playing as?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. He jumps really high, but just falls immediately. So Gao did get a snack. There's just like a random plate of fish on the ground, and so if you eat that, Gao gains 10 strength. We're going to use Gao on like 5 screens in this game. Poor dude gets absolutely no showing at all, except for a boss in the final level, which is a forced boss fight. And if you do not... Excuse me? Press the wrong button, weird. Okay. If you don't power up Gao's attack before that boss fight, it is miserable. So I recommend doing that. So here we're finally buying some equipment for Mail. So now she has an upgraded sword and armor, so she's actually able to kill enemies. But we're still not going to do that, except for that guy. I just don't
that
like
guy
that
in particular.
Yeah, that guy can go away. He always gets in the way. And we're definitely not going to kill these guys because it's not worth it. Good, yes, stay out of the way. Thank you. Not like that, though.
Oh!
All right, we're going to switch back to Tat for this next boss fight that's coming up. So we want to be on our level 2 fire spell. I think there's just a big white screen here. And then we'll be fighting the boss after a dialogue piece here. This is Lady Marbella, who we try to convince to not kidnap Meryl, but she is doing it anyway. Oh, I missed a hit. That's okay. So this is the crystal boss. It is not fun to fight. Because you have to be
that
really...
That hitbox looks really teeny.
Up close and personal, yeah. I just need one more hit. Yeah, cool. There'll be another white screen right here. I'm playing
cool
in a very...
color shifting, though.
Yeah, I know, right? Very fancy.
Trippy.
So that boss is pretty miserable. The old strat used mail, and you needed 6 rounds, and it needed to go really, really well. That was from Sun Wente's route. Sun Wente was kind of the person who routed this out initially and figured out all the items to buy and all that kind of stuff. And then we took that route and kind of improved upon it with different boss strats and stuff. His strat for that boss was to use mail, jump up to the left, or sorry, up to the right, and then drop down to attack the crystal when it was vulnerable. I modified that to use mail and just stand right in front of the boss. Why would you do this? Wow, man. Now
the
I'm
melody
committed
change
to
in your voice there, right in front of the boss.
Man, had some trouble there. Yeah. So, so standing in front of the boss with mail basically just let you jump with good timing and kill it. It still took 6 rounds though, and using Tat takes 3 at best. So you want to do that.
Yeah, so it's a lot more consistent.
Yeah. So it was definitely on. Definitely thanks to Lonk for finding that strat. He did a good job with that one. It's quite unfortunate that Tat only learns 2 magic spells. He's this like really great magician character whose magic spells are really cool. The problem is that none of the other ones are actually any good on boss fights. His 3rd spell... That's right. I was like, what am I doing in this screen? I'm buying a shield for Tat. His 3rd slot spell is it's basically a green bouncy ball. Oh my gosh, I got up and I walked off. And it is great for the bosses in this level. However, it doesn't save you enough time to be worth it in the long run.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because it is really good for these bosses, but then that's it. So, for the time investment and versus time saved killing these bosses when using other weapons is just as good, didn't really serve a point. Unfortunately, we came up with a lot of cool strats, which we then modified to make use of his other weapons. Yeah, so we can just walk through.
I was going to say, like, is it worth picking up that spell for, like, a newer runner who's looking for more consistency or, like, an easier time with that boss? Or is it just better to, like, just never bother with it?
Yeah, so I'd say if you want a super easy boss fight on that crystal boss, get it, because literally all you have to do is duck at that corner where I was ducking and kind of hanging out and just spam attack. That's it. You just duck there and you spam attack once it's vulnerable and it dies. It's that easy. It's very, very nice. But again, unfortunately, the other boss fights kind of aren't helped by it. So it ends up not being a net time save.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, this next boss fight we'll be using bombs. Cat basically kills all the bosses in the game, essentially, now. Except for these guys. These guys don't really count. All right, we do need to switch to Tat, switch back to his bombs, and then walk through the door. This is Udo, by the way, who was friends with Marbella and protected her when she was a kid and tried to save her from various bullying, but feels like he didn't do a very good job because now she's turned traitor and has stolen the lightsaber and is trying to resurrect a monster named Sagim. Anytime you see red text, for the most part, red text is a boss enemy talking. There will be a flash here in a second as material takes Meryl away. 2 of them, in fact. And then we're going to take on Marbella. Sagim's voice appears here in red to say, hey, you have to be my sacrifice now. And then he appears. Ow, ow. What's there? Had kind of weird positioning there at the start, but we got it. Yeah, so this strat is walk forward and tank the first 2 hits and then just stand there and attack. And that's it. You just have to jump over its attack or duck under it. So Udo is regretful that he didn't do enough to protect Marbella, but they all agree that they're going to rebuild their town together here. Also really like how Udo walks very quickly in place as the other dwarves run away with her. We hear a strange noise, and we're going to go find that Material is gloating over his victory here. He's going to tell us he is heading to Hargul Island, which is a very icy island. This wouldn't be a SNES game if it didn't have ice physics in it. And we're off. Some more Mode 7 for us here. And we're just going to stay on Tat. We very quickly get a spell upgrade for Tat here that makes this whole area pretty trivial. And so even with ice physics, I like to just kind of clown around with a little bit. Hi, kitty. Do you have something to say too? I have 3 cats, and they all like to come say hello. Hi. Never on camera, though. They're a little too shy. Yeah, so the rest of this platforming here is remembering where to press attack and jumping at the right times. And then everything just gets destroyed by Tat in 1 hit. Hi. We heard Namo's trademark "no" there, so we know he's here. There'll be a flash of light in this cutscene in a second. Namo's going to power up because he's mad at Nutscracker, gloating about "you can't catch me up this incline here." So Namo powers up with the power to jump straight in the air and then forward. Okay, we're just going to move on with our life. This is another room where we get to make use of... Oh, that was weird. I pressed attack, but it didn't come out. Sometimes that happens. Only immediately after you switch characters. I'm not sure why. Get a little Indiana Jones action here. And we'll go into a shop. We're going to turn in all the quite large amount of money that we got. I'm just going to make sure everybody's healthy here. Pretty sure we're good. All right. Then we buy the last piece of armor that we're going to get for Tat. Tat is going to carry us this entire way through to the next village. So we want to make sure he's well protected. Probably he won't take damage, but you know, better to be protected if he does. see Meryl here. She seems distraught. She asks Tat, "What do you think of me?" And he says, "You're important because you're Material's granddaughter." And she doesn't like that response, so she leaves. Not a flash here, but an earthquake. Everything's going to go shaky. Namo protects us from the avalanche that occurs. We're going to find him in the snow here. We'll also find Meryl. And we're going to see some weird text boxes here. These aren't text boxes so much as text on the screen without a box. Only some characters get those. I forgot that flash, I'm sorry. We see this character, Decerodios. Decerodios appears and tells us, "Hey, I'm the god of death and I'm taking Meryl away. Come fight me, Tat." So, okay, we'll go fight him eventually. Oh my gosh, jump, please. And we get another meal for Gao there. And again, we switch back to Tat because he's going to carry the team for the rest of the game, pretty much. Can you please stop? Sorry, cat like shaking my stuff here. And I should be fine on money, but I like to destroy all of the things for the sake of making sure that I definitely have enough money for Mail's upgrades that I need to buy coming up. Hey, don't be like that. Oh my gosh. These guys who
appreciate
throw
the fact that
these
there's a
wheels do a ton of damage.
Like level.
Sorry, you good?
There we go.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
I almost died again. Those wheel throwing guys are devastating.
They look vicious.
You gotta go. Yeah, they will just absolutely wreck your day, unfortunately. All right, so we should be good on money here. Yeah, we should be fine. Yeah, we're more than good. All right, we're going to heal everybody because we won't have very many opportunities to do so after this. And we're going to get this super cool flame sword for Mail, which does turn her sword orange here. And we'll also get some armor. Or no, I'm sorry, we'll get a shield for her, finally. She finally has a functional shield despite having carried one on her sprite the entire time. All right, and we will kind of crawl under here and emerge and make some new friends. Come on. And so we meet two girls here. One of them is named Rip. This is Rip. Her sister is named Rap. Rip wears green. Rap wears red. That's how you tell them apart. And they invite us over for dinner. It's very nice of them. There will be some screen shake here because there's an earthquake. And some ominous music. And we learn... Come on. Very slow earth shake there. See this upset penguin. This penguin tells us that there's a monster trying to destroy the tower. And Rap realizes that this monster is somebody named Dokken. Now, if you are familiar with your 80s hair metal bands, you'll know that Dokken is a great 80s hair metal band. So I guess we gotta fight. We gotta fight an 80s hair metal band today, you know? Why not? And so we're just going to kind of climb along the rooftops here, following Rap. And in this conversation, Dakin basically says, "I've taken Rip away. You better come and serve me again," and threatens her. Meanwhile, Namo appears. Namo also is currently possessed by the spirit of an old warrior named Soldios. How that happened, we are not told. We just know that it does happen. And so he's here. Soldios is trying to protect his friends, Rip and Rap, and stop Dakin. So he has temporarily taken over Namo to accomplish that goal. Any enemies that I kill at this point, hey, it's not for money. It's just because they're in the way. They just need to go.
Yeah, at this point, they're just obstacles.
Yeah, we don't really need any money after this. We've bought all the things we need. This is Soldios. He says, I have to go fight Dakin because he's stronger than he's ever been, but I will stop him. And Namo is very confused about where he is now. Understandably. But he knows that the marionette bandits are nearby, so he gives his trademark no and runs off. Now we're gonna climb here with... Nice. Oh, okay, it didn't have to be like that, dude. I like to stay on Gao for this section. It just makes the platforming a little bit faster. Because he drops like a stone, I'm able to get to the door a little bit faster on the last screen. One reason that I really like this game is the music. This is probably one of my favorite tracks in the game, especially this part.
The music in this game has genuinely been really good.
Yeah, every track is great. Oh my gosh, Bubbles, how could you do this to me? How could you do this? These bubble puzzles are not hard. They're just annoying.
Yeah, they just look annoying. I thought that they were just like basically moving platforms in a
pretty much
in a platformer.
Yeah, they are moving platforms, but they only move when you touch them.
Oh.
Yep. And they move in the direction in which you touch them. So it is extremely important that I'm on TAT at this point, because if you are not on TAT for these boss fights, you might as well just reset. I have a safety save set up here. Because if you end up on Mail or Gao for one of these boss fights, it is over. You cannot win. So, story here, Rip has been possessed by Dakin and is doing evil things at his bidding. Rap can heal him with her soap bubble of healing, but unfortunately that causes an earthquake again. And then Rap will be taken away by Dakin to serve him. Right there. There we go. And for whatever reason, these girls ride around on soap bubbles. It's just what they do. Sorry, we have, again, 3 cats, and they're all doing things right now. I don't know what they're doing. But they're doing things. All right, so we are going off to save Rap. I'm going to swap to a bunch of different characters all of a sudden. Oh my gosh, please let me through. Thank you.
Can't believe we're going to go save an entire genre of music.
Yeah, I know. Got to take on Dakin here. I am very glad I remembered to switch to tap, because if I hadn't, you would have seen me reset. That would not be good. Oh man, this is a bad position to be in. Alright, I'm just gonna heal. They'll be faster. Oh. There we go. Menued too much. Wow. It didn't matter. Okay. Yeah. So the problem with Tat is that as much as he is great at wrecking these bosses, they also wreck him because he has absolutely no defense.
I mean,
There we go.
you got a wizard. You gotta be paper thin.
Yes, definitely a classic glass cannon character. So Rip is going to try to heal Rap in the same way, but it's deflected, unfortunately. I don't know why. She's fine in the end. There'll be another white flash here, I think, after another earthquake. Falcom really went all in on the shaky cam in this game. So we hear the voices of Dakin and Soldios arguing. And Soldios says, I'm going to stop you once and for all. And we will see what happens. Dakin also mentions that a old god will be resurrected and just destroy everything, and he's very happy about that. So here's Soldios and Dakin. Dakin is not, in fact, an 80s hair metal band. He is a snake monster with arms and a staff. And he's going to take out Soldios. And then we're going to get revenge for the sake of everyone. The one time that I ever use Mail's shield is this fight. Oh my gosh, jump. All right, let's see if I can get Joey's quick kill here. I'm sorry, I forgot about the lights.
It's all good. I think at this point we are very familiar with boss fights and flashing lights from this game. And shaky screens too.
Yes, yeah, shaky screen all the time. There'll be more of that here. So that was Dakin. He has two phases. You just down attack him. The second phase is really easy to get in a pattern that Joey found, which is when he's on the left side of you. Once he starts his attack, you do a down attack, and then he opens his helmet, takes damage, and then closes his helmet, and you kind of fall into his head a little bit. Once you fall into his head, you jump out and away from him, and then come back with a down attack, and it will just absolutely wreck him. Super easy strat. Even easier strat is to walk all the way to the right side, face left, and hold shield. And then you'll be able to do kind of a similar pattern and basically not take any damage. All right, so we are heading to the last level here. Pretty okay pace. I'm about 4 minutes behind my PB right now with a couple of mistakes here and there. But this last level is super fun. We get to do a lot of fun movement strats throughout, including kind of carefully timing attacks here and jumps here so we don't take too much damage. Tat continues to be the best.
I want to just like comment on like while the animations aren't the most fluid thing ever, just the sprite art in this game as a whole is very, very pretty.
Yeah, I agree. It's super fun. Yeah, I like every enemy sprite is super cool and different and unique. All right, so we are switching over to bombs because we need them. They just absolutely destroy everything in here. All right, nice. So you might remember about 55 minutes ago, I mentioned two other bounty hunters that we weren't going to see again for another hour. I was pretty much right. Here they are. Ryuk is the guy on the right. He wanted to chase material and get money, of course. And Sisti, I think, is the woman's name. He basically says, I'm giving up on the chase because I want to keep you safe. It's very romantic. Oh my gosh, how did you survive? Why are you all here? What is happening? That was really weird. feel like the enemies on that screen must be on a global movement pattern or something, because they're usually not where they were. And I think I probably moved a little bit quicker through the beginning part of that area. Also, the scrolling in this game is pretty not great. You might notice feel like I'm right up on the edge of the screen here to scroll it.
Yeah, there's just like, you could have easily scrolled it while in the back half of the screen, but no.
Right.
You gotta make sure that like whatever is coming at you is like not even 3 feet in front of your face.
Yeah, I gotta keep it a surprise, you know? Please don't hit me. Thank you. All right, so the gimmick in this castle, this Argazarl castle, by the way, is that each character is going to have a boss fight. This is Gao's boss fight against a monster called Berklift. No flashing here, but a weird scrolling background. And Berklift is this big old dude. And he likes to jump at you and do this. Fortunately, he is very easy to manipulate. So I'm just going to keep doing this same pattern for a minute. Really easy to get
This
4 hits. Hard to get 5.
This is the
but you can
time
get
for
5.
this partner to shine, right?
Yeah, right. The one time he's able to really show off his skills. Oh, I only got 3. Alright, and that's it. Really easy fight. It gets scary though if you don't manipulate his movement, because so basically he will do either 4 or 5 dashes depending on which way he goes first. If he dashes to the left first, he'll only do 4 dashes. If he dashes to the right first, he will always do 5, and the 5th one carries him full across the screen, and so you have to chase him down. All right, so far so good. I have died here a lot.
You got this. I have full faith.
There is some armor for Tat down to the right, but we're not going to get it. I think we're okay. Scary jump here. There are going to be a lot of scary jumps with Mail coming up, because those like centaur enemies that throw a spear, they can not throw it and just decide they're going to be nice, or they can toss it super early, like as you're jumping up onto their platform, and then they just hit you in the face with it, and it pushes you off. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, that's fine. So these spiky balls don't actually hurt you if you jump on top of them.
What?
Yeah, I don't entirely understand it. Oh, but you do have to be like directly on top of them for it to work. Hopefully we'll get a better example up here, because there are 4 more of them. No, 5 more, in fact. Yeah.
Counting's
see?
hard, okay?
Yes.
I feel you.
Oh, I switched too soon. So this boss fight has claimed many lives. Has claimed many a run. This is Decerodios. Decerodios does a lot of laser attacks and flame attacks. There will be some light flashing here. I think it's mainly just around his attack. I don't think that it's full screen. I may be wrong and misremembering. But lore check is that Decerodios, God of Death, feels he is destined to kill Tat. And so Meryl is going to try to protect him. And Tat is going to be so enraged, he will unlock the ability to teleport Meryl away. And then he will try to defeat the God of Death, which seems like a bold strategy.
Yeah, it seems like a very tall order.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hi, you're very close. Come on, man. That's it. The idea there is that he, once he kind of disappears, he will kind of appear roughly over you, and so you can kind of manipulate his movement a little bit. There's an easier, safer strat. If you just walk all the way to the right side of the room, he will basically be a wimp. Also notice near the top middle of the screen, Tat's cape comes swooping down because he gets sucked into the dead zone along with Decerodius. About half health. I'll see how I'm doing after this guy. Yeah, okay. That guy can sometimes wreck your day. I will probably be fine on health until we get to the last boss, so I'm not going to worry too much about it, as those guys do unusual things. It was not really unusual. They followed their AI. I just forgot to jump. I also love the music in this level. It's just very appropriate for a final level.
I was just about to comment on it. I was like, right as you picked up the chest, it like kind of immediately stopped when it just came full swing, and I was like, oh, this is a jam. Oh, this is not a jam anymore.
All right, so we see our Waterways friend again, and Mail basically asks him, like, hey, have you found any treasure? She is a bounty hunter and mostly is in this for money. And he says, well, I found something good. And he shows us this statue of Lucina, the goddess of light. Mail comments, that statue's too big to take out of here. And then Eye Patch tells us the story of Lucina. So this is a 2-minute, 20-second cutscene from right about now. No inputs. There's nothing you can do. So it's a good chance to like stretch and relax if you need to.
Yeah, and this is a good time for me to remind y'all that we have Unapologetically Black and Fast coming up this weekend. That's going to be the 11th and 12th. You can celebrate Black excellence and speedrunning coming up this weekend, and use !UBAF in Twitch chat for more information and the full schedule on that. We got some sick runs, including a run by Ryan Ford of Super Mario RPG. Ryan was just the run before this one, so definitely check that out. And also your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel, and even just being here helps support GDQ Hotfix. So please consider subscribing if you enjoy the daily speedrunning content.
Mm-hmm.
So while we're in the middle of this cutscene, do you have any shout-outs you'd like to make? This is a great time to plug yourself.
Yes, yeah. So you can watch me on my channel, Verts505 on Twitch. Also shout out, I've mentioned Lonk, DL Dark Link for a lot of boss strategies here. Really fun streamer and good cohort in learning things. Also Joey Mittens, again, really solid runner. Definitely is going to close in on my time if he comes back to this game. He's very, very good. And Solar Cell 007 for kind of the inspiration to run this game. We kind of randomly selected this game to play. And we voted on it, and he gave us an extra week because it was around the holidays. I think we started playing this game right around Thanksgiving, if I'm remembering right. It was either Thanksgiving or Christmas. It was one of those two, but in any case, it was around a holiday, and we needed an extra week, and he was generous enough to say, okay, we can extend it, just for the sake of kind of our kind of internal competition. And I'm glad he did. It was a lot of fun to explore this game and kind of have an extra bit of time to play around with it. Yeah, those are my shout outs, I'd say, and thank you all for having me as well. Of course, I appreciate that very much.
It's my pleasure to have you here. Like, this has been a very chill run, so thank you for being here. It's been great.
Yeah, it's become one of my favorite runs. It was one of those games where once I completed a run of it, I was like, man, this just kind of clicked. Like, it feels really good. And other than the worst mini game in SNES history, it is a very, very fun run that just flows really well. And comes down to just your movement timing and only pressing B to equip items. You can't be pressing anything else to do that, and I almost always forget. But in this last bit, we're just kind of exploring this castle and getting keys at this point to be able to progress forward.
Yeah, that minigame seems like it's the main sticking point of trying to progress in the run.
Yes. If anyone could ever find a way to make it better or skip it, I would be eternally grateful. The problem
like
is
someone find like 3,000 gold somewhere.
Right. The problem is that like you are forced into it no matter what.
Oh.
Like even I think even if you have 3,000 gold, the game is like, no, you're going to do this one time.
We coded this. You're gonna play it.
You have no choice. So lore update here. So we see Slick here, who's going to give us a bomb and insinuates that he likes us a lot and thinks that we like him too, which Mail does not. But he's infatuated. But he gives us that bomb. We need it to get the final key that we need. That extremely long cutscene that we talked through it basically tells us that there's this old god, used to be the most powerful god, named Geisttrace, who Material is trying to resurrect for mysterious reasons. And Geisttrace was stopped in the past by Lucina, who created the lightsaber, which was stolen from the dwarves and brought here. So Material, we kind of realize early on, or well, not early on, but back in Hargle Island, at the end of that, that Material plans to use the lightsaber to try to control Geisttrace for mysterious reasons, which we will find out after this next cutscene. I do want to warn, this next cutscene is just loaded with flashing lights, so please be ready.
I made you this bomb. Will you go out with me?
Yeah, pretty much.
No.
Please. So we see Material taking on Geisttrace. Unfortunately, Geisttrace is too powerful for him. And in this next cutscene,
they really went in on the flashing lights. My God.
Yeah, Falcom felt no shame about just photosensitivity at all. They're like, we're just gonna do it. All the flashing lights in every scene. So we learned in this cutscene and set of cutscenes that Material intended to control Geisttrace's power to become a more powerful wizard so that he could make the world safe for his granddaughter Meryl, which is a very sweet idea, but horribly executed. And so he gathered a bunch of silver so that he could make a golem to contain the power of Geisttrace. Unfortunately, that just means that Geisttrace has a nice new mithril-powered body. And so Mail says, well, you know what? I'll stop him. Besides, this sword is probably worth a lot of money anyway. So, again, primary motivation in her life. So as we climb this tower, I am not worried about taking damage because nothing really hurts me now. I have the best armor and shield in the game, and I'm going to heal right before we fight this boss, which will be right now. Time is weird in this game. We don't stop the timer when we kill the last boss. We stop the timer when we leave this tower after killing the last boss. Strangely, no flashing after this, just kind of white screens that fade in. Geisttrace tells us, it's my destiny to destroy everything. Your friends are already dead anyway, so they can't help you. But our friends are actually alive, it's okay. And Geisttrace is enraged that our friends are alive. Including Tat, who manages to pull himself out of the dead zone here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we ever find out what happened to Tat? But here we are.
Yep. Yeah, he's fine now. All right, and this is Geisttrace Form 1. There are 2. You might notice the floor is not lava, but the floor is spikes. Oh. All right, nice. So we want to kill him high to try to get in a good spot for phase 2. Nice. Oh, what a jerk. That's okay. Normally, in that situation, he would do a flamethrower attack, which makes him stay stationary. So instead, we kind of have to, so normally he would do that, which is great because we can just down attack him a bunch. Nice. Should be dead soon. Nice.
Good boss fight.
Yeah, that was really good. So we see Lucina one last time. Geistreis basically says, I've been defeated again, but I understand Lucina now. And Lucina welcomes him back. And then we get to leave in triumph. We have one last instance of the running gag of Namo chasing after Nutscracker and yelling, "No!
No!"
Again, not sure why that's his catchphrase, but here we are. All right, and time will not be when we get to the next screen, but after I make 2 jumps on the next screen. So once I land on the platform with material, it will be time.
Song is a bop.
Yeah, it's very good. Time. All right, and that was Popful Mail for the Super Famicom. Super fun game. I highly recommend if you're looking for kind of a chill, laid-back speedrun that is... you won't understand what's going on if you try to read the text if you're like me and don't read Japanese, but it doesn't really matter as long as you know which menu options to pick, and you kind of have an idea for safeties and movement. It is very accessible and straightforward, I think.
Yeah, this was a really enjoyable run. I've never been able to see Popful Mail. I would love to see the Sega CD version sometime. Yeah. But like, I was really, really happy to see any version of the game for the very first time, and definitely am glad that they gave us this instead of Sister Sonic.
Yes.
So I think Sister Sonic would have just been really, really weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would have been quite odd indeed. I definitely want to play the Sega CD version. I think in this scene at the end here, we see workers taking all of the mithril armor off of Geistreis' body, which is a little bit weird. And we see Tat. Tat kind of reflects on the journey here. Do we have time for a couple of funny things here?
Yeah, we do.
Excellent.
You can feel free to do your shout outs as well
yes.
as we go through these funny bits.
Yeah, so of course we see Mail very excited about all the money that she could make here. And we see, yes, Gao is on trash pickup duty. Not entirely sure why. Poor dude. But again, shout
Community
out to
service, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he only showed his quality on one boss fight, so I guess he has to do something. But again, shout out to Solar Cell for introducing us to the game, Lonk and Joey for running it with me and helping us figure out what to do and how to do it better. Sun Wente for the original route. These ants I find really funny. I'm not sure if this is how ants move.
There. Oh my god.
Yeah, not entirely sure why. I'm gonna have to watch now.
I'm not sure why, but that was really silly to see.
Yeah, especially love the surprised eyes as Tat looks down at them. But yeah, trying to think if I have any other shout outs. No, I think I covered the main folks here. Yeah, it was a fun run. I'm very happy to have had the chance to show it off, so thanks again for having me.
It's my pleasure, and folks can find you at twitch.tv/Verts505, is that right?
Yes, yep, you got it.
Are you running anything else besides this on your channel lately?
Yes, so Vengeful Guardian Moonrider came out, which is the next game from the folks who made Odalis, The Dark Call, which was my last game on here. So I'm really excited to be running that. I kind of put that on the back burner the last 2 weeks because I was prepping for this. But I'm excited to go back to it because folks have been finding just crazy strategies to make it fast. So I'm excited to jump back into that.
Heck yeah. And a reminder to everyone, you should follow all of our runners from today, H2O, Happy Dude, Ryan Ford, and Verts505. All of them are fantastic, and thank you for being on the show. It's been wonderful having a SNES block and being able to have Mega Man X games on. Like, y'all have to understand how happy I am to be hosting Passion Project now, how freeing it's been to like kind of like not be under NBS's theme anymore. I loved that show to death. And if you want to see another run by Verse505, go check out our YouTube. You can find the old Never Before Seen runs. I was very early in the show's lifespan. Go check out the Odalis The Dark Call run. It was very fun. You could see box art Mega Man and learn that his name is Haggis.
Yep. In all his glory.
Yes. But just a reminder, if you are watching on YouTube, you should press the like button. I'm not even trying to do it anymore. Press the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel and fill the like bucket with all of your positivity. Also, go to twitch.tv/gamesdonequick if you are interested in looking at our live content. We start weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. And tune in tomorrow for the first step, followed by Victory Lap, all starting at 7 p.m. And until then, please look after yourselves and your loved ones. Drink some water, stretch your legs, eat a snack, and take your medicine or vitamins if you need to. And remember that you're valid and deserve all the best. Send all this wonderful positive energy over to our raid target for the night and have a great rest of your night. Bye.